Hello everybody, I think the time's come we do another evac, eh? I've not done one of these for quite a while, I'm going to be starting on the dam. It's just time dedication basically, which is why I've not done any for a while. I've got a bit of free time, more than normal, today, so let's fill it with some Evolve. If you don't know what this is, just as we go into it, 5-day campaign style thing, based on the map you play on, whichever team wins gets a thematic bonus that they carry into the next round. We do also have the auto balance feature, so the more we kill in terms of hunters, the stronger they'll actually get as well. We do this by a one monster system usually, so for the first day we will spend Wraith, I think, for this one. Lazarus, Sonny, Abe and Parnell is going to be the opening team. We will do Orca actually, I've not done Orca for quite a while. We'll do everything except Abduct starting out, and Traversals will be the perk. Everything's normal as it is. Starting team is okay. They don't have a medic. They have a necromancer. That I always forget is actually not as terrible as I always think he is. So, we'll see. Cutscenes as well. At the beginning of the game in this one you get little cutscenes that differ from map to map. You also get one at the end depending on who wins to show you what the bonus is that you carry into the next round. You get fed tiny little pieces of this game's absolutely fucking phenomenal lore that we just decided to delete from existence for the sake of a few subscribers. Because basically the way this game went was everybody bitched about the microtransactions and then in the same decade decided to dedicate their entire careers around buying things like microtransactions and gambling. So it is what it is at the end of the day, fellas. I've got a lot to fucking say on that topic, but we're not going to go into it, we're going to enjoy the game. We are going to go this way as we normally do. We'll decoy that actually just to get the Striders. 2 out of that. Do I get 3? Not quite. It's fine. So yeah, standard gameplay applies for the first round because this is a hunt game mode. So we are just going to be eating until we get to stage 2, and then we will get in there and start fighting. Wraith at stage 1 is not combat capable in the slightest, to be honest, so we are going to be rushing for that stage 2. There's Striders over there. Birds are inevitable. I was seeing things apparently. I'm pretty sure I saw a Strider here, but that's fine. Are you Traversals? No, you're not. You're a regular nomad, so we'll decoy you. As much damage done to it as we can. There it is. Nice clean. Probably going to give us stage 2 that actually. Perfectly. Good. I'm going to take a wee bit of a gamble. I'm going to go for it immediately because I have a feeling we've got distance. I don't lock, it can't hurt me. Whenever we evolve we gain 3 evolution points. We're going to buy Abduct and buff the other 2 damage dealers up. Decoy doesn't really need to be upgraded because it does everything it needs to. That's the Trapper. I am not armoured yet, so that's not a good encounter. It's fine, we should be able to lift ourselves up more or less. Is he on his own? Ooh. No, he's not on his own. Kind of on his own. I'll get in front of him. Now this team is going to have problems with its sustain, and it is the first day, so they are quite weak. However, he's there somewhere. The man of the hour. We need to keep Laz off him. Don't know where he is there. Because Laz can revive him off the floor for completely free without the strike system. I would like to capitalise on this. It's kind of ridiculous, but whenever Laz is on the team, you do want to just get him striked, and then that's your job done, because playing for strikes on this team is not going to work. You spend a bit of HP to do that, and that's fine. Use that for traversal. I want to go that way. And I'm going to split. It's fine. That is armor regen. I will take armor regen actually. Wraith kind of has it built in, but it's good to buff it. It's going to give us some passive slowdown. And then I'm immediately going to take move speed because that is something Wraith does need. Despite being designed as the fast, zippy monster, she's actually one of the slowest in the game, so... This one. As we know where he is immediately, that's going to be quite good. We are going to... I don't know where he is there. Does have access to his own cloak. Did not see where he went. Over there somewhere. There. If I kept damaging him, I would have been able to see where he was there, but he did slip out on that. That's ability cooldowns as well. That's actually really good as well, but I do want to keep move speed for the time being. Give us stage 3 ready. We do have 2 strikes on the last, so I'm probably just going to go for the evolve here, to be honest. Most obvious place to evolve, but as I say, it is bots, so they'll turn back to the relay once they get the stage up notification. We'll buff decoy and get supernova to max rank. It's the primary damage dealer. We're now stage 3, a fully grown Wraith. Get some armor first. That's the ability cooldowns. Kinda. Ah, fuck it, it's fine. Just take that. We'll go for fast cooldown so we can keep on pressure. I say day 1's always going to be quite easy anyway because the hunters are quite weak in this version, this particular day, so. Ourselves back over there. It's where movement speed would be nice. We'll talk about that. She's got one of the weakest traversals in the game. Just use it. More combat based, but actually moving around the map is just takes ages. Grab the wrong one, that's fine. You're out of position though. Give it a decoy. I think that's death. Yeah. You actually land that. Tried to do it, get it off as quickly as possible. Good. Get rid of that. Sonny's probably going to cloak and run off here. I don't have time to finish both of them here anyway. So we are going to be going for a new wave. I'm going to actually get out with some armour. Loot. Actually bug me an Abe. There's Laz. Don't know where he is. He's going to try and rush for Abia. It's usually what the bots do, you kind of just memorise the movements. There it is. Did see Sunny for a second there, she's over there somewhere. Just on the rocket there. Decoy that while he's shielded. Lumping together. Good. There it is. Not gonna do it, not gonna do it. Just gonna get it out of the way because I need to extinguish the demons. See how what the power roll looks like? The complete lack of iframe bullshit. Just, it is what it is. There you go. It's a game based on skill, this one, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you enjoy your stay. Lord help me, I can't change. Right, anyway. Cutscene implies that there are man-eating eels now in the trial, so in the next one there is going to be little puddles around the map that will do DOT damage to hunters if they step in them. Obviously there are ways you can play around with this with monster by knocking them into the pools as well. We actually skimped on a couple of averages there. But yeah, there's going to be a couple of little mini lakes, basically, little just patches on the ground where they can't step, otherwise they take damage. That's basically what eels is. Makes a little bit of residual damage happen in fights. And the auto balance system, because you've got to check into this now, means they're going to get more HP and more damage. So it's going to get progressively harder. We will do Armory. We'll do Nest first. In this one. Nest and Rescue work similarly to each other in that Nest is the monsters defending and Rescue is the hunters defending. So in this one the hunters have to destroy my eggs, and obviously in Rescue, which will be on day 3, we will be killing colonists that they're trying to rescue and escort to the dropship. Both of these game modes, we're going to play a bit thematically. We'll play as the spider for the Nest game. We'll do albino, there it is, for this one. Bit of a coward's way out, as I say, because we are spending an early Gorgon here because she's very weak. We have to run damage resistance because she's very squishy. This team is kind of good. Gorgon is somewhat more susceptible to mines from Markov's other monsters. But, you know, we'll see. We are going to get ourselves another cutscene at the beginning here.
This is Commander Park to the hunters aboard the Lorianne. We've got a bunch of eggs surrounding our armory. Something nasty protecting them. We need your help clearing them out. Get rid of those eggs. We'll find a way to return the favor.
Showcasing the hunter reward there as well, the little drones. Get attack drones if you win this as hunters. Little drones that will zip around the map and attack the monster periodically. Right, so the way this one works is we are rushing stage 2 as quickly as possible because we basically have to race the hunters in this particular mode. We do get 3 corpses right at the beginning here, which is always quite good. Got plenty of food up ahead as well by the looks of things. Get this Doom Beetle to fuck off. Good. Add it into the meter as well, just hope I don't get trap jaws here. There's a lot of food about to be eaten. Got birds instead, that's much better. They do drop down in the same place, so they're going to be over there somewhere. It's probably going to be that one they're going to start with. I don't want these to go any closer over there. So we do get it. Go a bit more distance over here and then we'll go and grab stage 2. Just do it here, it's fine. Escape the struggles of stage 1. We'll do acid and webs now. We don't really need to bother with spider trap because it just does everything similar to Wraith's decoy at rank 1. Egg damaged, so we are somewhere. We're over there. Okay, so they went back on themselves. Usually lose the first egg anyway. Just gonna get the armor back up. Because we've got a bit of time as well, because they left the troll to the other. We'll start pushing towards stage 3. There's the eels as well. Yeah, lost that first egg. It's fine. There's a lot of food available on this map though, which is actually beautiful. We're actually getting close to stage 3 without even fighting in this one. We're probably going to go at that one over there. We'll try and intercept to that. These 3 bodies as well, just while we're there. Yeah, they are. Gone over to that one. We'll try and get over there if we can. There we are. That's actually unfortunate. Okay. Looks like they have stopped there. They've been downed, so we'll go for Bal. Bal's a very potent healer, so getting her down while she's out of position is beautiful. Now we need to go for Jack. Get a spider in there. I'll get him in it. Good, there it is. Get out before we actually just completely melt, because we will very quickly. I'm actually just going to go stage 3 here completely straight away. And then we'll go and hatch an egg and we'll do the fighting from there. It's usually what you can do in this mode. Just literally rush to stage 3. We'll max acid spit. Because they're going to be destroying that egg now anyway, so yeah, there it goes. You can do the objective very quickly, so especially with Gorgon as well, you need the power spike just to get through the team. From 2 of them already, so they're going to be going down that way. Somebody's fully armoured. We'll go and try and race them over to that one and we'll hatch it. Get ourselves a little minion. See this giant there actually, it's Markov that's miles behind. Don't really. Okay, we don't. Guess we're just fighting it. You get a jet down, we'll go and hatch an egg. Get some armour on the way, we'll hatch this one over here. Your Jack to 2 strikes, which means he's going to die next time he goes down. Let's top the armour back up first. To be honest, we've got quite a decent amount of HP and we are going to have another monster here, so we'll just go straight for the hatch here. Every monster has their own hatching animation, which basically consists of kicking the shit out of it. Getting traversal bugged, yeah. It's one of the awkward things about a traversal. We've done 3 eggs. Minions do count as the objective as well, so I have to kill the minion, that counts as an egg, obviously. My man can throw rocks though, fucking hell. It's a good shot. Try and steal him in there, come on. I got him, lad. I fucked you out of that one, didn't I? It's fine. It's in your best interests, lad, because I'm trying to save your life at the same time. The stance when this monster's vomiting, dude, is so fucking good. I love the way she stands on her back legs. I'll show you again in a minute. That stance is just... Oh, Sonny's dead. Okay. Oh, there it is. With a quick end. Yeah, the animation's really fucking good in this game. leagues ahead of what we have today at the top of the genre. No, I said I wouldn't do it. Control yourself, you know, control thyself. I've got to be complicit with having mediocre and dogshit games at the top of my treasured, actual favourite genre. But it is what it is, you know, it is what it is. 0 on the averages because she wasn't actually in this game, she was ported over. Because this is the legacy of the original version. But now we have EMPs that are going to be going off, so this is basically periodic EMPs that will disable hunter abilities, which can throw off strategies. It doesn't really work against bots, this one though, so it is what it is. They have failed 912 people so far, but the auto balance is creeping up, so they are getting stronger. We spent Wraith and we spent Gorgon, 2 of the weakest monsters, you know, we kind of cheesed it a little bit. We're going on Wraith Trap whether we like it or not, but we're going to do it in Rescue instead of Hunt, just so we get all the game modes in there. So yeah, this one is basically the reverse, although we start out the same. We're going to be rushing to stage 2, because we need to get the power spike to start intercepting the escorts, basically. So, if we've not played, we've got Kraken, Behemoth and Gorgon left. Kind of want goalie for day 4, because day 4 is the hardest. I think we'll do Bob for this one. Royval, Bucket, Crow and Torvald be the one. We're on Wraith Trap, so we'll do Sandstone, I suppose, just leave it as it was. Actual tank monster, so we're going to do top speed, because it does increase boulder speed, which is basically just increasing his traversals. Incorrect form of stasis, slow down I should say, with stasis on the Trapper. You need harpoons to slow Behemoth down, because the boulder form doesn't care about stasis. Insert Mr. Incredible turning uncanny meme if you actually know the actual lore behind this game, because this map is where it all actually went wrong for the human race. Because when you actually imprison and put a being that is just a super mutant with the ability to telepathically communicate, telekinetically alter the reality around it, you put it in a glass tank, stress it out, and then it mutates to the point where it can just teleport in literally any planet at once. You just give it God mode, it becomes a serious issue. And because the monsters in this game share a hive mind, literally, all the other monsters gain knowledge of this, and we're able to turn themselves into phantom wraiths, which is what that wraith in that tank that you've just seen becomes. She's the first phantom wraith, and it kickstarts the snowball, and the human race dies. Because this game was wonderfully refreshing in its lore, fellas. The power of friendship, leprechauns and unicorns didn't save the human race from their own stupidity. They unleashed a race of hyper-mutants and rapidly evolving super aliens into their world, and they fucking paid for it, basically. That is the lore summarised for this game. Because there isn't just one monster, as you can see on your screen at the moment. There are literally armies of these things. And as you would imagine, if we're being realistic and not surrounding ourselves in plot armour, humanity doesn't survive this shit, you know? Like, it's just not, you don't, you know? When you've got this shit running around in army level volumes, you know? And the game took that seriously, because the actual lore they were going with was, in the end, canonically, all the hunters do die, and the universe gets basically plunged into a dark age, as it was described, because it gets destroyed. So it is literal end times by the Scourge of the Monsters. We do get the stage 2 we get the stage 2, basically. They have revived them, but I do need to get some armour first. I'm just going to kill my distant cousin here for some sustenance. I actually thought this thing was... Ooh, that might be a hidden interaction actually. Maybe it's not scared of stage 2 behemoths. I'm pretty sure these things are scared of stage 2 monsters, even though they are elite wildlife. There's certain synergies with different wildlife, what's scared of what and all that kind of thing. Looks like we are actually going to intercept the first escort. Usually we get in this one, but yeah, they've ran off from the hunters as well. I don't actually know where the hunters are. Oh, okay, we're all the way over there. She just ran off. They were getting the damage buff, which is actually quite spooky. Even though we are the tank monster, we're going to melt, as you can see by my armour. Because they do have the damage buff. Sneaking around the other side there, we're going to go around there. It's fine, we do get a kill on the other side because she was down. I'm not going to be able to get that now because I just completely forgot about it. We'll try and go for a strike on Val, make it as productive as we can. It's going to be 1-all. I'll get that? No, I don't. So what you're seeing there is Rogue Val does have access to a full self-heal that has a charge time that basically punishes if you don't commit to her constantly. She might actually get another one off here. Stop her going that way. Yep, there it is. And obviously because they do get buffed by the auto balance, it's not going to land. Yeah, I'm not going to bother. We're going to have to go for stage 3. We'll try and get Crow. Don't spend too much HP here. Might be worth getting out in a minute. Wall is just absolutely pitiful because it's only rank 1. That is a plant, but we are going to get the down and then we're going to get out because we're literally throwing at the moment. Spent way too much HP there to get a down on Crow, but that's fine, effectively. Yeah, I'm back up. Don't want to get let them get too many here though. So we need to kill 4, they need to escort 4. There's going to be 2 of them there, so it's going to bring them up to 3 if they get these. It's very dangerous, because the next wave after this, I think there's 5 that spawn instead of 2. What I am going to do is we'll just immediately go for it here, while they do get the revives, and then we'll be able to go in there with stage 3. Have a bit more punishing power. I'll max wall, because I want to show this off to you. It leads back into, you know, the absolute stagnancy of this genre with the current top of it. Now, a monster of this size, based on the wall you've just seen it summoning, now that it's stage 3, now we've max ranked the ability as well, probably what you're imagining is actually what you're going to see in a moment's time. So I'll show you here where it shows when it's a wall. The size of that, all the way around, you get your own little arena, basically. Because you are actually the power role and the boss in this instance. I've said it before, like I think the best analogy of this game, if you're new to it, is basically PvP Monster Hunter. That's what it is. But you can play as the monsters that the AI normally has, you know, literal Dark Souls level, with how they actually work. Obviously with a bit more of a sort of streamlined PvP style quickness to them, you know. I've just blocked myself off from doing the actual objective here to get a strike on Crow, which is not exactly optimal. We are going to get it though. I'm going to try and intercept that now. I mean, what other game as well can you play as a monster that rolls around as a literal fucking boulder, you know? Like there isn't one. It's so fucking unique, and we fucking threw it away. You just get that because he walked on there. We'll get this one instead. Bit of 1-all again. Just cement this kill. Actually getting quite low on HP as well, so I'll use it for armour. Let's try and get out of that. I'll take an armour regen on Behemoth. It's like painting your gold bar gold. But, you know. Better than nothing. Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of them. Yeah, there is. There's 5 of them. Get the armor back up because we're getting quite low on HP here now. It is. Get back over there. Now we'd probably win this because we do have luck of the draw of being over here, so we're going to be able to get 1 or 2 freebies here. Scoop both of these in here. Get them both in there. We'll get this one. Yeah, I did right that one. That's fine. Don't need to eat that. Quite get that. He's going to try and revive him though. Did hit him with that. He's there somewhere. Yep, there we go. Can knock him away. Right, 2 of them now. That's going to be the end. There it is. But up. So this little cutscene here, this is like a little mini version of it. Break it out. You don't see the Phantom Wraith because at this point in time they don't properly designed it properly, but there's the little riffs. You'll see. She was basically doing that on other planets randomly, and then monsters could come through. It's kind of how the monsters actually got into the world in the first place as well, via them sort of rifts. Because of the technology that the humans were using, called Patterson Tech, which opened rifts and allowed them to come in, and it was damaging and destroying their world. So they came in to express their disdain of that, obviously. So, go with the Behemoth one. So we've got Kraken and Goliath left. Now obviously we're going to be playing as goalie on day 4, because day 4 is actually the hardest day. So, we're going to be, I just wonder what that sound was there. We're going to be at tier 3 on the auto balance, and we're going to need a strong monster, so. We are going to be on Rendering Plant for the last day, day 4. Not the last day, the penultimate day. Day 5's a bit different though, because you start at stage 3 on day 5. Because it's a survival-based game mode. Day 4 is going to be the same as what day 1 was, but against insanely strong hunters. The team's going to be Kyra, Hank, Crow and Parnell, which is actually very scary. Weakest link is Crow, because it's not the correct kind of slowdown, but when you're buffed this much, they don't really give a shit. We'll do default goalie, and we'll get ourselves queued in, we'll do traversals, and we'll get this one going. We could die here, honestly. Day 4s are very hard. You do have Hank and Kyra, which is very high defense and sustain in one bundle. So we'll see. We are on the main though. Bit of trivia, not that it means anything, I just like to mention this, the claim to fame, you know. Back in the day of multiplayer I was top 10 in the world on goalie, so you're in safe hands here. Although, to be fair, just before I just lose to bots and make myself look like a prick, we have died on stage 4 on goalie against bots before, because it is quite hard this. It depends how they play it, essentially. If they group up and everything, they're going to get defense. I need to kill that, I'm going to have to. Because if they get this, that's fucking ridiculous. I'm going to take a bit of HP damage as well, but we need to get this cleared. We've already got massive amounts of HP in this one. We do get damage reduction ourselves though, which is never bad. So, we'll see, you know. You get dogs, it's fine, they're going to be a bit too late though. Wow, I'd like some wildlife, please. Just alert every bird known to man, but no. It doesn't really matter against bots because you just know where you are anyway. You can just ignore birds these days. Back in the day it was a bit more relevant, but now it's not really. Move speed would be nice, but I'm going to hang on to defense because it's going to give us well, there'll be some of it left when we get to the first stage 2 fight, provided the game actually just gives me some wildlife. There we go. Go for the striders instead. There's one of the rifts as well. It's not something I ever really use though, because it is very disorientating when you use them, but... Handbrake! What the fuck are you doing there? Okay, I did not expect you to be there. That's fine. I just hope it... I'm just lucky it wasn't, Trapper. Could have given me the strider there, game. It's gonna be stage 2. Let's get a bit more distance first. It's fine. So the birds is fine, get it. Got the distance. Got rock leap and fire. We need to get this done anyway because we need to make a bit of use out of this defense buff. I think about half of it left. Let's get the armor back and then we'll get in there. What I'm going to do is, just in case we have a bad fight here, I'm going to try and start getting downed anyway, I think. Quite out of the range, it's fine. Yeah, we're going for him. I can't afford to dick around here. It is. Down yellow beam man. We continue our work on green trapper man. Good. Then we get out. Don't want to risk Hank getting up again because he's going to shield everybody else, so we'll cut the losses there, call that a win. Didn't actually lose much HP, so that's good. That's actually just give me the... I think we've got enough on them. Yeah, we have. Grab, well, we'll prime stage 3. Quite splash, that's fine. Okay. I was trying to finesse an angle out of that, but if you teleport right in front of me, that's even better. Did not see where Kyra went. It's going to be his shield. If I can isolate him enough, I can actually commit to this and I won't lose too much HP because he's not got any supporting fire at the moment. Yep, there it is. I think that's going to be stage 3, to be honest. It's actually one of the easier day 4s we've had. Does still have room to go wrong though, because we are at stage 2 at the moment, so we'll just grab the stage 3. Push the advantage, you know. My boys all grown up. We'll get these Reavers. One Reaver. Seen a brand new stage 3 goalie on day 4 is probably rarer than winning the lottery, to be honest. As I say, we've done pretty well on this one. We'll take move speed now. Yeah, that's fine. Splash on Crow, but we got insta-healed, that's fine. Whilst he is out positioned, however. Actually bounced where I thought she was going to bounce there. I was expecting to go all the way over there. You see them fucking animations, dude? Oh my god. Top of the Asym genre presently, as I speak these very words, ladies and gentlemen, has a single fucking attack animation for every character it has. And it's very bad at that as well. Calm down. Calm down. Alright. You've got to be calm while the Asym genre traded a literal fucking masterpiece. Something that looks like it's been made by kid in a fucking college classroom on his first try at using the fucking Unity engine. Reject the masterpiece, embrace the mediocre. It's fine. Good. Not to mention this game just looks like literally better than most AAA games that come out today. That's another divergent topic. I'm going to get out here because they're going to have Ant coming back and the Trapper. So we don't get domed. I don't really want to go through that because there is mammoths here. Looking at a clean sweep here now because they've all got well, Bar Kyra I think it is. All have 2 strikes, no Parnell is the one that hasn't got 2 strikes. Yeah, a little bit to the left a little bit. Oh, it is Carrot that's only got 1, okay. He's over there. Expecting a shield. Oh, there it is. Good stuff. I'd say one of the easier day 4s that I've had anyway. We've had 20-minute literal fucking survival of the fittest games on day 4 before, so definitely one of the easier ones. Yeah, 944. That's going to take us to day 5. So day 5 is the same on every campaign you play. It is defend, which will be the hunters will be defending generators, and you have to destroy them basically, and destroy the big fucking ship that's carrying most of the human race on it. So we'll get that one kick-started. It's going to be cracking. That's going to be the end of this one. Why has the music stopped? Please don't do that to me. I thought I was going to crash right at the end of this recording. the losses aren't looking very good. We have max ranked auto balance now though, so tankiest hunters, most highest DPS hunters as well. Colonial water and power, that's a rare one for defend. See. Because we won the last round as well, day 4's bonus is always the same. You get armoured turrets if the hunters win it, or you get armoured monsters. So you get a sliver of armour on the minions that are going to be assisting us in this one. As I say, we're going to start at stage 3, so we'll do Kraken. Well, Colonial Water and Power, so we're actually just going to do... hang on a minute, we'll do Calypso. I was going to say we're going to do default because he's quite bluish in his normal look, but we will do points accordingly. Yeah, it's fine. I was going to do 1 rank Vortex because it doesn't really do anything more than pushing back, but let's see. Let's go with the final team, Kyra, Carla, Maggie and Hyde for this one. It's going to be quite dependent on whether Carla behaves herself, because the bot does get confused from time to time using the teleport feature, but we'll see. Otherwise, pretty solid team.
The transport ship here at CWP is about ready to go. And just in time. I can hear screams and crying everywhere. But at least that means we're still alive and kicking. Keep those monsters away for just a bit longer, and maybe we can get off this rock alive.
Here we go. About to see the biggest monster in the game as well, by height. Kraken's one of the largest monsters, as you'll soon see. Very big lad. We don't spawn too far away in this one either. Yeah. See the size of him. Stage 3. Sound design implies it as well. You do get a sense of scale because that's a stage 1 goalie we were playing as at the beginning. How big the monsters get. We'll walk in with them. Cast a lightning strike in. We are the flying monster, we are having the armor stripped as well. I need to keep an eye on that because it can potentially be a win condition for them. She can remove the armor, and if she does it and you die, well, you die. That's it. You lose your HP. Excuse me, why am I not hitting this Maggie? Try to back that turret in there with it. Good. Very high sustain on Maggie though. This is what day 5 hunters look like. Animations again. This is with a stage 3 monster as well. They're out sustaining it. There it is. What we do now is, well, I should probably explain what's going on here actually anyway. Basically the way monster works in this mode is because the hunters get infinite respawns in this mode, you're basically using your body and your HP as to stall, I should say, which is what we're doing at the moment because my minions are already working on that generator and they're all here. Obviously this is bots, so they're going to be stupid like that, but this is actually a bad thing to do as these hunters, even though they are whittling me down quite a bit and I do need to back out in a moment. I am buying time for my minions here. We are going to start backing off here. I'm going to try and get that down now. Yeah, and we'll get out. They are making a bit of progress towards generator 2 there. Start heading over there in a minute. We'll just get this out. Get the armor back. Yep. Get rid of that teleporter just so they can't come back as well. That sound design, dude. It's how fucking heavy that sounds. As it would be. Changes on the surface as well. You can hear that shit from miles away as well as the hunters, from the hunter perspective. You can hear it to a lesser extent coming through water as well. In fact, I can probably finish this gen off. Do their job for them, there you go, there it goes. Grab everybody there, we do get harpooned. Got a few people in there, we are going to get out of that cloud though. Try and get rid of Maggie. And then go for the medic. Good. Harpooned at the moment now, fuck. Because of the time we destroyed the turret out, the minions had a massive way to walk though, because they spawned back at the old spawn point. So we're just going to keep an eye on the HP again, because they are very tanky in day 5. Which you can probably out-heal my damage here, I think. Very close to just being identical to what I'm doing to her. There it is. Move forward. Yeah, working on the power source. This is the last thing now. We're getting a bit low though, which doesn't fill me with too much joy, but we do have some armor here. There's the ship. Doesn't land, excuse me. This one. We're quarters of the way through the power source. I don't know what the turrets are doing, but it's going to be quite a quick ending, this one. One of them's dead. Keep him away from it, and it's dead. Did I knock him down there? I think I did, didn't I? Yeah, I did. Yeah, Maggie's not got any strikes left now. That's what I'm talking about when they get infinite respawns. You just basically delay him for your minions by using your HP bar and distracting. Getting the medic down is going to be quite ideal though. Good. He's going to give that minion, them minions a good try. We'll probably win it here now. Double harpooned. It's going to revive. It's going to be the finish though, because they are, there it goes. Managed to kill it. That leads us to the final cutscene, which is basically like an early rendition of what actually happens in the main lore, which I mentioned in the second round, I think it was. Look at that, there it is. we end with some lovely fireworks. Yeah, there it is, 641. Colonial Water Power is quite refreshing to see though, because we usually get, I think it's, yeah, New Calico is one we get quite a lot. We get New Calico and Salvaron Industries. The rarest one's King's Fort. You very rarely get King's Fort, which is the Arctic one, because it's in the north, and a lot of the maps that you end up on at the end don't really go near it, because it does try to pick the final map closest to where your day 4 took place. But yeah, that's going to be the end of that campaign. We get a little tally screen at the end. Medal of Honor goes to Parnell. The Behemoth was the greatest threat. It's based on damage that you do to the hunters overall. Because I think we 2-struck everybody on that one. But yeah, there it is. As I say, boys, I'm holding back quite a lot here because I don't want to go into the whole 20-minute rant at the end and all that kind of stuff again. It's just, it is what it is. You know, this is what the Asym genre lost. And if you switch over to me Dead by Daylight content and you listen to me going on about how I'm sick to the back teeth of people being carried through the video game they're playing and how shit the animations are and the fact that there's no atmosphere, this is where it comes from. You know, this is what we had in the Asym genre and what we still potentially could have. But because the publisher of this particular game is a wee bit little brain dead, basically, and they've tried to revive it 3 times by committing to the same mistake every single time they've done it, when the actual factor to reviving this game is literally just re-releasing it onto the Steam store and letting people actually play it rather than having to download it through a fucking Discord server, you might actually get a player base formed again, and you would gain an IP without the need of development, because this game doesn't need development, it's literally there. You could basically go back to this version of the game, bar a couple of balance patches, throw some of them out, and just fucking carry on, make the content, you know. Merge the stuff they were doing in Stage 2 with the lore and all that kind of stuff, put it in Legacy, where all the atmosphere is, all the good animations are, bang, done. Off the fucking ground it goes, you know. Is what it is. It's so easy to see where this game could be, or how to revive it, but they just don't do it. I don't understand, if you're working in that business, how you don't fucking understand how to do it. Like, I don't know how the notion of not releasing it on the Steam store has just completely slipped the over 1,000 minds in this company that is in this business for several years. I don't know how it's collectively baffled so many people, to be honest. But anyway, there it is. Peak animations, peak atmosphere, peak lore, peak character design. Literally everything Dead by Daylight doesn't have. So, there it is. At the end of the day, boys. It's the timeline we live in. Said that before. It is the worst timeline for Asyms, as far as I'm concerned. Like the fall off is insane, dude. It's even like last year. Last year was so much better than what Dead by Daylight is in terms of quality and actual atmosphere and gameplay as well. Dead by Daylight consists of running around in circles around bits of fucking trash and waiting for people to drop a bit of wood in front of you. That's it. That's the gameplay, right? Here, what you've just seen is the gameplay. Fighting giant alien monsters on alien worlds that all have distinct, identifiable abilities, right? Respective to their characters. The animations are good. The atmosphere's there. You know, you get a sense that it is end times when you're actually playing the game. Obviously, when you're not, if you're watching it, it's a little less. But when you're actually playing it, the atmosphere's there. You know, it is what it is. But again, like I say, that's what I go on with the Dead by Daylight rants as well, where I say that Dead by Daylight would be better if they fully embraced horror and they actually got somebody in behaviour. And I know it sounds bad, this, but I just say it anyway because it's just something that needs to be said, because there's so much toxic positivity surrounding that game, mate, that they've got away with some of the most mediocre fucking shit over the years because nobody speaks up about it. But I've always said they need to get somebody within the walls of behaviour who understands how to fucking animate, because the animations in that game are absolutely fucking shite. Yeah, compared to, well, respective of where it is in the actual genre at the top, you know. Like, it just looks terrible. You've got people sliding along the floor. You've got animations where the limbs of characters are just clicking in place and like really stiff, really rigid. Part of the video when I started that rant in day 4 with Goalie, when he did that literal back knuckle swing, when I turned my camera around and then he followed me where I was attacking, where my camera was based on his model, because he was still facing the hunter I was previously attacking. I switched my camera around, and the fucking character, Goliath, responded to my camera turning around with an animation that turned him around and started attacking the person that I was attacking. You know, it's actually insane, dude, the level of detail that's in this game. And it's been fucked off, destroyed, for no reason. No reason. Literally no reason. The only reason this got destroyed is because the fucking YouTube hate wagon jumped on it. We started crying about all the microtransactions and all this shit about gamers not wanting to buy the DLC and all that kind of shit. That's basically what it was. And I'm not somebody who's welfare. I'm not welfare. I know that, like, 15 quid is a lot for a monster, and this behemoth monster he cost 15 quid. But I'm still here, like, all these years later, playing this, and I'm telling you now, the amount of detail that's actually in this monster, it's fucking worth it. I'll pay it for that, you know? Especially compared to what we've got now, mate. I would not pay 15 quid for a fucking character in a game now. Not a chance. Not a fucking chance. Any game, Dead by Daylight, any other game, you know? With how fucking shit the industry's gone these days, boys. You know, in terms of how little effort gets put into things. And the fact that they make games and then literally perform a literal fucking autopsy on it to strip content out of it to sell it to you as DLC later, you know? Which is kind of what they did here, because they probably could have got away with releasing the 5 monsters that are in this game as the base game and then going from there. But that's, you know, that's in the past, as I say, but it rubbed people the wrong way. But the actual backlash to it, I apologise about my dog, the actual backlash to it was massively overblown, especially when key players in these particular arguments of turning guns blue proceeded to turn their careers on YouTube, not even a couple of years later, into fucking gambling and loot boxes, you know, on fucking Call of Duty and all these FPS shooters and all that kind of shit. And now they're buzzing over all these, oh guys, look at this new crate that's come out. Here's all the fucking shite you can get in this box. You know, all these palette swaps that are amazing. You know, the skins that are turning guns blue. You know, oh, that's great now. You know, all that kind of shit. Fucking embarrassing, dude. And, you know, that's what I always say about, like, how the hatred of this game was basically a subscriber farm, essentially. Because it was one of them trends. It's one of them things where something gets a bit of hate and then it becomes a household thing to hate on it. So then everybody jumps on it like fucking cattle and then it gets deleted, basically. That's what this game was. It had balance issues, but it had balance issues that could be fixed and were actually being fixed. The development cycle of this game was, I won't say doomed to fail, but it was one of them things where it didn't leave itself much room to actually thrive. TRS, the actual people who made this game, are the same people behind Back 4 Blood. And I will say right now, just before we go into this, that Back 4 Blood was a massive downgrade from this game. I don't know what the fuck happened between those years, but Back 4 Blood was a downgrade in terms of everything, pretty much. Although, in the same breath, again, because it was TRS, I do think there was a bit of a hate wagon thing going on, because obviously Evolve is still... The only reason Evolve enters people's minds these days is it's because it's the microtransaction game, you know, that kind of shit. It's only remembered for the negative content farm shit, rather than actually being a decent game that is now actually better than everything that's in its fucking genre. Not even objective, that's factual, quite honestly. If you can, I don't understand how people can sit here genuinely with a game that is well animated, well polished, almost bugless, right? Because there's very little fucking bugs in this game at all for what it is, right? And you can sit here and think this is better, Dead by Daylight is better than this. It's making me laugh already, because I can't conceive it. I literally can't perceive it. I really can't. I do not have a single fucking point that I can think of that would make me think, yeah, okay, I can see where you're coming from. Apart from content volume. That's it. Which also obviously ties into its licenses as well. It's going on a rant again. I said I wasn't going to do this at the end. It's passions, boys. It is what it is. It's my favourite genre. I've watched it be fucking deleted, basically, in terms of what it... Well, not deleted, obviously, but become a shadow of its former self in terms of what actually it could have been. You know, what it could have actually have been, you know. And it's not even a case of like, I don't sit here and say like Dead by Daylight shouldn't exist, because I don't. I play Dead by Daylight daily like I play Evolve daily. But the difference is that Evolve it's something I marvel at when I play it. Dead by Daylight is very dry. It's very badly animated. There's no atmosphere to it, despite it priding itself on being a horror game with all these iconic licenses and all this kind of shit in it. But there's nothing to it. There is nothing there that keeps you enjoying the experience, the atmosphere of it, you know. I can play this game against bots, as I have been doing for the past fucking nearly 3 years, fellas, and I'm still not bored of this game. Because the animation quality is really good. Every time I see these animations, I'm like, this is really cool in this setting. You know, you're playing as this big fucking behemoth, for example, this boulder, you know, and you're rolling around as a boulder, you know, all that kind of stuff. You're doing the back knuckle swings that Goldie was doing in day 4 on that one. Like, you don't get any of that in Dead by Daylight. What you get in Dead by Daylight is the fucking... If it's a humanoid killer, you get the same recycled animations of the first fucking killer they added to the game. Pasted onto the newest one 9 years later. Seriously, I'm not taking a piss either. That is what it's like, you know. And if they do get their own animations, they're all fucking really shit. They're all really rigid. They're all really unnatural. They're all like, I can't really do it without giving a visual example, but there's a killer called the School Merchant. This is the most prevalent example, and we'll end it before it goes into everything else here. But I'm comparing this to Evolve. It's still on the topic of Evolve here in terms of animations. Not a single animation in this game, right, has any kind of sliding to it in terms of the feet of characters. It's paced correctly, you know. Even when you're leaping around as Goldie and all that kind of stuff, you'll notice his feet. When they hit the floor, when he jumps, they stay where they are. So when you chain leaps, he's literally, you can see his legs like being basically hydraulic when he jumps, because that's where he gets most of his power from, in his hind legs that are digigrade, I think they're called. I think it's digigrade legs, I get that mixed up. Legs that have an extra joint other than human ones for, you know, running and all that kind of stuff in animals. So when he lands, you get that grip on the terrain, but you go into the jump again, because you might have noticed when you do a leap as Goalie, there's a little tiny window where you feel him sort of lift himself off the ground by virtue, I don't know what it is, it's either the camera does it or the actual animation where he sort of crouches before he does it and then he jumps, which is obviously him putting all his blood through his legs, basically to fucking launch himself these great distances. That is animation quality and attention to detail on another level in terms of how it flows and how it matches the animation itself. And it's just stuff that you don't, obviously if you're not me anyway, you don't see this shit when you're playing the game, but it is there. Your brain is processing it and it adds to the atmosphere, right? Now, switch over to Dead by Daylight, right, where you're playing as School Merchant, which is or you're playing against School Merchant, I should say, because you're in first person as killer in that game. School Merchant is a female killer, right, and this is relevant because she's got a bit of a hip sway animation. She's supposed to be sort of like sexy and all this kind of stuff. Now, the problem with this is in Dead by Daylight, killers move at a slightly faster pace than what survivors do, and survivors have a running animation. They have, you know, an actual full-on running kind of animation that is mapped properly. The survivor run animation does actually look quite good. But then you've got School Merchant, who has this kind of sultry kind of sway, but it's mapped as a walk animation rather than a running one. So basically what you get is a killer that is moving slightly faster than somebody that's running with a walking animation, and her feet literally slide along the floor. It is very noticeable when you see this shit, and it takes you out of it because in that point it just becomes a game, you know. In that instance, there's no you see her sliding on the floor, it's like, fucking hell, here comes this fucking entity, you know, this fucking piece of AI coming towards me, you know, because she's fucking sliding along the floor. You can tell as what games actually are. Every game is this. It's a fucking ball that somebody's playing as, right, that's got the model strapped to it, that's moving towards you, but you see it moving towards you. You see more of the ball moving towards you in that instance because she's not animated properly. The model isn't animated to the speed correctly, right? And a lot of killers do that. Obviously, Skull Merchant's just the most noticeable, you know. There are very few killers in Dead by Daylight that are actually well animated at all. And it goes into what I go on about with my passion with this and how it fell off. Because it's genuinely like, it's just there. It is what it is anyway. I'm going to end it there because it's going way too long, this. But yeah, we're just going to keep circling. But there you go. I hope you enjoyed the campaign. Don't know when the next one will be. As I say, it's a bit of a time commitment, but it is what it is. We've got one there now. So I hope you enjoyed, and I will hopefully see you for the next one. Bye.